Today, I would like to introduce the battery test instrument under the Heltec brand, HT-CC40ABP. It can test battery packs with a voltage range within 9 to 99 V. The maximum charging current is 208 and the maximum discharging current is 408. The button on the right below the screen is the setting knob, which is mainly used to set parameters. On the left is the start, stop button, which is mainly used to initiate the test and stop the test. On the display screen, from left to right and from top to bottom, they are the real-time voltage of the battery, the current at present, scheduled discharge, cutoff voltage, scheduled discharge with a fixed capacity, and the working mode, cycle count. It also includes the current charging and discharging status and working mode. When we press the setting knob and rotate it, we can select the working mode. Mode 00 is the historical data query mode. Mode 01 is the discharging mode. Mode 02 is the charging mode. Mode 03 is the discharging charging cycle mode. Mode 04 is the charging-discharging charging cycle mode. Mode 05 is the discharging discharging cycle mode. And Mode 06 is the charging discharging cycle mode. Next, we switch to the OO query mode. Press the setting knob to confirm the selection. This will lead to the current setting page. Press the setting knob again to go to the temperature setting page. The default setting of 99 degrees centigrade does not need to be modified. Press the setting knob again to confirm mode 0. Then, by turning the setting knob, you can view the test data of the cycling mode. Note, you can only view it after the charging and discharging cycling mode test is completed. We press the setting button, rotate it to the 01 discharge mode, and then press the setting button again to confirm. After selection, you need to set the discharge cutoff voltage. Based on the type of your battery and the number of cells, set it accordingly. Then, set the discharge current. Just set it at 50% of the battery capacity. After the settings are completed, simply click the Start button to begin discharging the battery. Press the setting knob and rotate it to Mode 1, Charging Mode. You need to set the charging cutoff voltage. Just set it according to the charging cutoff voltage quantity of your battery type. Then, set the charging current, which should be set at 50% of the capacity. Also, set the charging cutoff current. The default value is 0.58. After setting it up, click the setting knob to confirm. Then, press the Start button to begin charging. Press the setting knob and rotate it to the 03 mode. This mode is a cycle mode where discharging begins and charging ends. After selecting it, you need to set the number of cycles first. The maximum support is 50 times. Then, the discharge parameters need to be set first, which are the same as those in the previous Mode 1. After setting the discharge parameters, the charging parameters need to be set as well, which are the same as those in the previous Mode 2. After setting the charging and discharging parameters, it will jump to the fixed capacity setting. The default value is 0. If you need to conduct a fixed capacity test, you can set it. And there is also a time setting function. If you need to conduct time tests, you can freely set the time. After the settings are completed, click the Start button to begin the cyclic test. Click the setting knob and rotate it to the 04 mode. This mode is a test mode of charging, discharging, charging cycle. It also requires setting charging parameters and discharging parameters, which are similar to the settings of Mode 3 mentioned earlier. Therefore, no further explanation will be given here. Next, I will demonstrate the auto charging mode. My battery is a 4 series lithium iron phosphate battery. For safety reasons, we subtract 0.5 volts from the total voltage. So, it is set to 4 by 3.65 to 0.5 equals 10.1 volts. The capacity of my battery pack is 108Ah, so it is set to 5A. This is the operation procedure of the instrument. Now, let's talk about the use of the host computer. Now, I will explain to you how to use the host computer of the instrument. First, connect the communication cable of the instrument. Then, double-click the software with the mouse to open it. You will see that the identification of the device has already been displayed in the lower left corner of the software. Click on the connection at the top left corner, and the information of the instrument will be displayed in the middle. Click on the connection, and you need to confirm the IP address of the instrument. By default, clicking OK is sufficient. You can also modify the address yourself. After clicking Confirm, the instrument will communicate with the host computer. It will take a few seconds for the connection to be successful. At this point, the battery information will be displayed in the middle. It can be seen that the battery interior will display the battery's voltage, current, measured capacity, test time, current operation step number, current test status, current equipment status, battery temperature, and equipment model. Then we click on the work step settings. Select the specific model of the current equipment, and click on the new work step at the bottom right corner. The name can be modified as needed. Next, we will set up the capacity test step. First, click on the name of the step you just set, and then click Add Step. There are various types of processes available to choose from. We have selected constant current and constant voltage charging, and set the charging cutoff voltage for the battery. My battery pack consists of 4 strings of lithium iron phosphate. For safety reasons, a -0.5 volts offset is applied at the full charging voltage, so the setting is 14.1 volts. Then comes the setting of the charging current. It is usually set at 50% of the capacity. For example, if the capacity of my battery pack is 10Ah, it only needs to be set to 5A. Finally, set the charging cutoff current. The default value is 0.5A. Click Continue, then set the waiting time. It is usually 5 to 20 minutes. Click Continue, click Add, click Constant Current Discharge, set the discharge cutoff voltage of the battery. For example, for my 4-string lithium iron phosphate battery pack, to ensure safety, it should be plus 0.5 volts above the discharge cutoff voltage. That is, 4 by 2.5 plus 0.5 equals 10.5 volts. It is also necessary to set the discharge current. Just like the above settings, it should be 50% of the battery pack's capacity. Click Continue, then click Add, and continue to select Discharge. Click Continue, then click Add, select Constant Current and Constant Voltage Charging, and it will be the same as the first setting step. This is the complete process of the capacity test. After setting is completed, click Save, and then close the Work Step Setting interface. Next, we will demonstrate the functions of starting the instrument, pausing, information analysis, and data export. We select the battery, right-click the mouse, choose Settings, Start, then select the name of the previously set process step, and click Continue. The battery will then perform charging and discharging according to the process step we have set. It can be seen that the voltage, current, test capacity of the battery are changing, as well as the current execution sequence of the process steps, charging and discharging status, equipment status and temperature changes, etc. We can stop manually or automatically after the test is completed. Here, let's stop manually. Select the battery, right-click the mouse, and then click Stop. If you want to view the changes in data, such as the voltage and current of the battery, select the battery, right-click the mouse, and choose Analysis. On the left side, you will see the changes in voltage, current, capacity, and temperature. On the right side, a detailed display will be provided showing the current operation step and data records. If you want to export the data, you can also select the battery, right-click the mouse, choose Export, and then click Detailed Export. By default, all exports are enabled. You can also choose the constant current and constant voltage charging method we just tested. To cancel all exports and select the specific process steps you need, simply uncheck the All Export option and then select the desired steps individually. Click Continue. You can freely modify the name of the exported file, and then click Save. Open the file where we save the data, and you can see the detailed statistics of the data changes. This is the complete content of our presentation.